I must say, I think it's an absolutely fascinating model that you're talking about there. I like this idea that shared working equals shared values. It leads to it. As soon as we start aligning and working together, inevitably our values come together as well. That's about choosing the right partner. Então, para começar, Rani, você deu uma apresentação com a visão dos membros, a estratégia não? Do CIBP. Das duas apresentações que viste, havia algo de inspiração, um modelo que poderia usar no Brasil?
Acredito muito na parte do Mini, né, sobre a questão de inovação também. Acredito que a gente está trazendo isso muito para o cooperativismo, né, como que a gente adequa isso para o mercado. E como eu disse, eu sou parte da representatividade da nova geração, né, renovando isso, adequando ao mercado. Eu acho que o cooperativismo é o futuro do mundo mesmo. E acredito que eu vim de outras visões, mas acredito que a visão do cooperativismo ajustada no mercado é a principal solução para o mundo, né?
Sim. And the same question to you as well, Guillaume. Is there anything that you saw from the other two presentations that really inspired you or sparked an idea in terms of an approach?
I think, and you mentioned it, it's a lot about ethics and sharing values. And people are really looking for something that will help them tell who they are and what they're looking for. So I think we should never forget our main target is what is our goal, what is our target, what our brand is meaning. And for us, indeed, in the car industry, looking for a sustainable business, sustainable future, it also means a sustainable world, for sure. It's very, very linked. And this is why, for us, it's really important. And we believe our customers are really strongly attached to the idea that, relatively, of course, we come with a smaller footprint. And this is really important, and this is who we stand for.
Absolutely. And I think it's so fascinating, that journey with Mini, because as you said, it was started at a time of crisis in Britain, which is just, let's make it as cheap as we can. But it turns out cheap as we can, with modern technology, actually equals more sustainable as well, in that sense.
And safety, because we always think about resources, but we are also talking about human lives. So for sure, car is bigger, car is heavier, but there is a lot of safety to it. Mm-hmm. And for sure, it has a value that no one can give, actually.
Absolutely. And Guillermo as well, having looked at the other two presentations, anything there as well which inspired you, interested you, gave you an idea?
Yeah, actually, what resonated a lot with me is something that you shared, which is this shift from what do I own, who am I, and then what I am part of. Because we can see that shift in the generations that we have in the university. Definitely, our students, they want to be part of something. Mm-hmm. They want to be part of a movement. And you can see that for them, the most important thing is the community. Mm-hmm. We try to send them home during COVID for them to study online. We try to distribute them around the continent. It turns out that they want to be together. They want to be together. They want to feel part of something, part of a movement. Now, if you ask the parents, which are the ones that are paying, the parents, they are focused on who I am, right? What is your degree? What is the name of your degree? Are you a doctor? Are you a lawyer? What are you? It's not about what you create. It's about what is the stamp, right? So you can see that there is a difference, actually. It was very funny to me because I can see that difference every day because I have to sell something to the parents so the kids can actually do what they want to do.
Absolutely, and very clever, always via the parents. I know that certainly when you have young kids as well, indeed. Rani, também, do perspectiva do Brasil, também, tens visto essa mudança também em termos de identidade e desejo de identificar com certas coisas?
Sim, principalmente na geração mais nova agora, né, a geração alfa. Eles buscam muito fazer parte de alguma coisa, não está tão conectado com o físico, mas eles querem fazer parte de mini-tribos, né? Eles se identificam com mini-tribos. Por isso é tão importante fazer aquela parte da segmentação de mercado, para você conseguir entender exatamente, criar um diálogo, né, que seja coerente, né, aderente e seja atraente com aquele público. Independente da região, psychographic, né, dependendo da segmentação que você faz, ali você consegue fazer com que esse público, seja cooperado ou não cooperado, se sinta fazendo parte, né, de tudo que você está, né, contribuindo ali com a sociedade. E acredito muito também que o cooperativismo tem esse senso, né, de pertencimento já desde nascença, desde o berço. E eu acredito muito que essa nova geração ela acredita muito em valores, né, e vem olhando muito isso nas empresas. Eu acredito que a gente está muito bem posicionado. Hoje, talvez no Brasil não seja tão bem ainda, né, quando a gente gera pesquisas, não seja tão bem posicionado como importância para o processo de decisão de escolha de uma instituição financeira, mas a gente é muito visto em escala de 0 a 10 em 10, como muito bem posicionado nesse tema. E quando isso crescer, né, é muito importante a gente fazer esses movimentos aqui em conjunto para o cooperativismo crescer e ele se sentir parte também desse negócio.
Absolutely. Good. Well, we've just got a couple of minutes left, so really maybe one final thought here. We've talked a lot about youth. We've talked about the changes going on as well. So maybe I'd just be interested to know from each of you, what is the main thing that you've really learned from the younger generation coming out? How has that affected the way that you are approaching member relations, the creation of clubs, the creation of networks? Maybe Guillaume first in terms of youth, how you've responded to that.
So first, and what you mentioned just earlier is really important. We found out that they are not looking for a 100% digital world.
Yeah.
And we saw that very clearly after the COVID, after the pandemic. They were really looking to exchange again physically and talk about their passion. Of course, in our industry, passion is really at the heart. In many business it is, but I think maybe even more in the car industry. And they wanted to meet again and talk about the passion. So for us, it was also trying to find the right balance between what we offer in the digital world and what we offer in the physical world. And this balance is not that easy to find, and sometimes we overestimate what could be the benefit or the outcome of digital. And so we always look for the right balance. I think it's really important.
Absolutely, and that's why we are here physically, absolutely. And Guillermo as well, I guess that's what is sort of critical. It's so interesting about your model as well. But what have you learned from the youth as well? They want that mix as well, I take it.
So I would say that I have learned three things by interacting with my students and trying to understand what they are looking for. The first one pretty much piggybacks on what was just said. They want to be a community, and they want to be a face-to-face community. Digital is a nice add-on. It enhances the experience. It amplifies the experience. It does not substitute the experience. Another two things that I have learned from them is they are much more mission-driven than the previous generation. Mm-hmm. So I have many students that have accepted that they will not make money or a significant amount of money, but they are going to solve a problem that they deeply care about, right? So they are willing to sacrifice their status, their wealth, so they can actually solve a problem for their peers. And then the third thing that I have learned is that it's a generation that is much more geared towards learning by doing. They don't want to sit somewhere and be taught or be said what to do for hours. What they want to have is minimal knowledge, go there, fail fast, come back, and understand what they did wrong so they can do better next time.
Absolutely, and I would say, look, half of my life I've learned on the job. That's often the only way that you can learn. And Rani, última palavra, there's a aprendizagem dos jovens.
A última palavra eu queria deixar uma atenção especial para que nós estamos no mundo digital. Como que a gente transforma e utiliza a tecnologia para garantir os valores, né, perpetuando os valores do cooperativismo, utilizando, né, o digital para ajudar a ponta a estar mais próximo, né, apareceu aqui como se gera confiança, né, trazendo mais dados, né, e utilizando a tecnologia a nosso favor, porque a nossa essência é estar próximo, né, do nosso cooperado.
Muito bem. Thank you very much. Well, we're out of time, so huge thanks to Rani, Guillaume, and Guillermo for a really interesting discussion. Thank you.